So, should I turn this up?
No, yeah. Well, I don't. If you need to listen more. Aloha. Good afternoon. This is Andrew Aloha live out of Tucson, Arizona, with Spiritual Homes Productions on Webinar Jam, establishing and maintaining right relationships through human values. Aloha and welcome to today's or this week's GPS Paranormal Golden Age Hangout webinar series we're doing for the whole week. Right now we're here with Celeste Korsholm in Soul Portraits 101. Aloha, Celeste.
Hello, Andrew.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And you're all the way out of Sedona, Arizona. And I know we're a little bit late for doing this presentation, but that's okay. We're just going to work with it. So anyhow, just to let you know, Celeste Korsholm is an internationally known visionary artist, clairvoyant, author, and teacher with an MFA in art from Penn State University. In the early 1980s, Celeste developed a close working relationship with her spirit guides through daily meditation. With their help, she learned to create beautiful pastel drawings and clairvoyant readings for others. This celestial soul portraits inspire a deep communion with the beauty, love, and power of the eternal spirit. She now teaches others how to create soul portraits of their own, and right now is in the process of developing a whole training program to teach people how to do soul portraits. Is that correct, Celeste?
That's correct, Andrew.
Awesome, awesome. And so here, it takes a little bit for it to work, but we're going to bring you up on the stream. Hey, wow, that happened really fast. That's pretty good. So anyhow, now can you bring your camera down a little bit so we can see your face more? Just bring it down. Not too much, just a little bit.
Is that too much? Should I move closer?
Yeah, that's a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. That's better. So anyhow, and you and I have known each other for quite a long time. We've worked with each other quite a bit, and I think you and I have definite other lifetimes with each other. But that's besides the point. So anyhow, if you can just give us an overview of where who you are, where you came from, and how you got to where you are right now. Go ahead.
Well, I've been an artist all my life, and since I was a kid. I was always making things and drawing, and these stories would come into my head, and I'd try to write them down. So it's just a natural thing for me. I didn't know anything about guides or souls.
Hang on, Celeste. Celeste, I apologize. This didn't happen the last time. Oh, let me see. Oh, mute your phone.
Mute? Leave it on.
Do you know how to mute your phone?
I got it. Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can't hear you.
Oh, well, that's because it was muted.
So unmute your phone.
Okay.
So now move your phone a little bit ways from your computer.
Is that any better?
Yeah.
Got an echo.
There's still an echo, but I don't think it's as bad. Is it that bad?
It's a little better. Move that back.
Oh wait, do you have earbuds for your phone?
No, not here.
Oh, okay, so that would help it. Okay, so the only thing you can do is move your phone away from the computer, and hopefully we can hear you.
How's that?
Okay.
Got an echo.
Is there still an echo?
Yeah.
Here, let me hear.
I think Mercury's in retrograde. So, can you hear it?
Okay, go ahead. You have to talk a little bit loud, though, so we can hear you.
Oh.
Oh, wow. That's pretty bad.
It's really aggravating. We got to take pictures. I can just wave
Okay, so,
is there any way we can...
Oh, I know. Okay, go to the middle. Go to your phone. I mean, to your video. On the top, there's a wheel. talk. Don't talk. Okay. Okay, put your phone on mute. Just listen to me for a second. How's that? Put your phone on mute. Just mute your phone. Yeah, mute your phone. Did you mute it? Okay, that's better. Oh, wow. Okay, now go to the computer on the screen. Yeah, move the phone away from the computer. Move the phone away from the computer. Okay, now put it down somewhere else. Okay, that's better. Okay, now just put it down for a second. Okay, now go to your computer and move your mouse around at the top. In fact, click on the screen.
Up at
click on the screen. And then move your mouse to the top. Here, I'm going to show you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here. I'm going to show you. Oh, wait. Let's do this one.
Webinar Jam.
Okay, I'm going to show you here at the top. There's a button. I mean, there's like a wheel.
Yeah. Okay.
It says settings.
Settings, yeah.
Yeah. And then on there it says oh wait. No, take it back. Not the settings. There's another one that says mic on the towards the left.
Yeah, mute microphone. Is that the one?
Yeah. Yes. Oh wait, I can hear you. I can hear you. Do that again. Do that again. Oh wait. It might be me. Hang on a second. Time out. I mean, yeah. Okay, so.
Oh, now I can hear you.
Okay, good. Okay, good. You can hear me on the computer.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
On the computer.
Okay. Oh, okay. I want you to mute your computer.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and mute that.
Okay.
Oh, I can hear you.
You can?
Yeah, on the computer.
Okay, I can hear you too. But my microphone is muted.
No, just leave it as is. If it works, don't fix it. Okay. So now, go ahead. Where were we? Amazing.
Should I hang up the phone, or is that still?
Yeah, go ahead. I already did. I already hung up the phone, so we shouldn't get that feedback anymore. Okay, so now,
we got
so
it.
we're back to.
We got it. Fantastic. But I have your screen up here of me, not you.
Oh, yeah. Let me bring you back up.
Yes, please.
Okay, let me bring you back up. So.
We only needed an hour to get this going.
Yeah, I like 3 hours. Okay, but that's just fine.
Mercury's in retrograde.
Oh, believe you me. Are you kidding? Do you see Did you see the post? Did you see the poster behind me?
Yes.
I misspelled maintaining on there.
Oh no.
Oh man, and I got the poster yesterday, just in time for retrograde, huh? That was really good. Okay, so I'm bringing you back up, but go ahead and go ahead and tell us your story about where you grew up and how you got to where you're at right now.
Yeah, want me to start a little with that?
Yep,
okay,
I do.
Well, I grew up in a little town north of Pittsburgh, and I had a lot of time to play in the woods and create things. My family was very supportive in that. And so I was always drawing and always making stuff. Oh, you wouldn't believe, puppets and writing puppet stories, all that stuff. I mean, that was before television. We had to amuse ourselves. So it was natural for me, and I've always been an artist. Took a lot of courses. Actually, I went to the Carnegie Museum School for like 6 years, every Saturday morning. That was wonderful. I guess Andy Warhol was another artist from Pittsburgh that went to those schools. But anyway, so then I went to college and majored in art. I went to graduate school and I majored in art, got my MBA, and I've always been an artist. But I tried to paint like lovely landscapes and people, and I had a reputation for that and sold my work. Lived in London, lived in Holland, had my own studio and my own students. And anyway, it's been a lifetime of art. And the idea that now I can do these spiritual portraits didn't come along until the early 1980s when I took a course in meditation. And that...
Yeah, okay, but what I want you to talk about, Celeste, is why you started going to meditation to begin with.
Oh, really?
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was in London and very unhappy and didn't know anything about meditation or guides, or I had no real friends because we moved and moved and moved. And so my guidance actually appeared to me at the end of my bed one day. And it just felt incredible love from this being. He was dressed like a monk in like a hooded brown cape. It was kind of like Beam Me Up Scotty, you know, when you see the sparkly, not really solid people. And I just felt so much love, and I just cried and cried. It felt so wonderful. I couldn't see his face, but there was just light there. But he said he was my spirit guide, and he was going to come and start teaching me and helping me remember who I was and why I'd come and that sort of thing. So when the kids would be in bed, my husband would be away, my guidance would come and take me out of body, start showing me the history, past lives, the earth changes coming. It was really overwhelming, and the only way I could deal with these experiences was to start to paint them. So I had a studio, and I would try to put down something of these wonderful events. And the ones I actually painted are the ones I remember. I know there were a lot more because I went to Saturn one time, and I had I think it was Archangel Michael was leading me, and it was floating around this great big spaceship kind of place. It was round, and we floated. It was all this light. It was like a tube, a round tube, and people would float toward us. Beings would float. They were all human. They would float toward us, and they would say, "Oh, hi, how are you? Welcome back." And I go, "What?" I've never been here before, but apparently I had. And then we went into a meeting, and there were lots of beings there, and then I don't remember anymore. But that kind of thing, and then I would be back in my body. So it was an incredible experience, and I didn't have anybody to talk with about it, but I started reading. And there were wonderful bookstores in London, all the Theosophy Society, and I would go into these little bookstores, so dark, and, and I wanted to read everything. And I would get the books and hide them under my coat, you know, because I was embarrassed about all this. I didn't know anything about it. And I'd go home and I'd read these books and I'd try it, and I could do all this stuff. It was really scary. I was like, I read a book on dreams, and they said, write down all your dreams, you know. Okay, so I started doing that, and I had these incredible prophetic dreams that they would just show me this stuff. Like one morning, my husband brought the coffee into me, and I looked up at him and said, I dreamt they deported Haile Selassie. He was the Ethiopian emperor or whatever at the time in the 70s. And the only reason I said that, I remembered that, was because he was right there. And that day they did. They deported Haile Selassie in Ethiopia. And I saw them put him on a big chair like the Pope and carry him away, you know, the military. And that's what happened. They didn't kill him. They just deposed him and took over. So that kind of dream and those kind of experiences were fantastic. And as I say, I didn't have anybody to share with them with. I thought I was crazy. But I felt so much love from these beings and comfort that I wasn't alone. So when we moved back to Houston, I was going to go straight. I was going to be a good wife and mother, so I threw away all my books, my paintings, and everything. And I tried to go straight, but it didn't work out. I had to, you know, we got divorced, and I had to find a new life. So anyway, that was why I took the course in meditation finally, because it helped me be more clear about communicating with spirit, and the teachers and the other students in the course, they just valued my vision so much. And I really, they're worth something. They're meaningful. And it was a revelation to me. So it took me a long time to accept that this is why I came. And I had to work on my own consciousness a long time. So I started doing soul portraits for myself. And I did all kinds of my guidance and my soulmate and all of these paintings of beings. They were beautiful. They had these beautiful eyes, and I didn't see any wings on the angels, but I knew I had some angels coming in too. And it took me a long time to feel comfortable with this stuff. But it was also beautiful and so loving.
Because of why, Celeste? Why were you uncomfortable?
Oh, because it was so, I'm an intelligent person, you know, and it wasn't coming through my mind. It was a whole different level of consciousness that I had no training in until this meditation course. And that really helped me to be clear and to, you know, clear my own physical body so I could go and travel in space. And I do that all the time. And I realize now I've been doing it all my life. When I was a kid out in the woods by myself, you know, that the day would go by and where was I? I thought it was natural. And I know
were you taken into spaceships or anything like that?
Yeah, of course I was. Yeah, I told you, like in Saturn. I mean, we went to this big, it wasn't in the planet itself, it was around the planet. There was a civilization. And yeah, I was going on spaceships and traveling back in time, forward in time. It was really hard to bring that into my consciousness without, that's why it would frighten me, because I thought, I'm losing my mind. What is all this? Is this good? Is this something I can trust? So it took me a long time to to figure that out. But
so you're a graduate of Penn State University,
Mhm.
and yet you have all this stuff going on, and yet your logic and the way you grew up didn't explain any of it.
No, exactly. That's the problem. And and it's not, lots of times I would have nothing to do with it. I was like, I threw away all my books, and I threw away those early paintings, and I thought, no, I'm gonna be rational again. And then I was so awful to do without that love and that sense of being surrounded by loving beings and wise beings.
And
So
all the traveling that you did, you're saying you did astral traveling, not
Oh, yeah.
literally in your physical body, but through your
Right.
your energetic body.
Right. And that first time I went out of my body, they took me above the earth. It was like I could see the curve of the earth down there. It was over, I was living in London at the time, so I looked down on the Mediterranean and Africa and all that. I could see that. And they started showing me the earth changes with all these volcanic eruptions and tsunamis and all this stuff. And I thought, oh no, it's the end of the world, you know? And my guide was like over here. And he said, no, no, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. And yet I was afraid. And I looked down, I didn't have any body. I was just kind of an
energy
field there. And I looked
Exactly.
at him, and he didn't have any body. And it terrified me, so I was bang right back in my body, and that was horrible. Never wanted to do it, because he kept saying, no, no, it's not, don't be afraid, it's not the end of the world, don't be afraid. But it was terrible. And it took me a while to adjust back into my body. So I had to be trained slowly by my guides. But I have these wonderful guides. I think of them as my soul mates that we have been together. We come from the angelic realm, and we know what it's like to live in total unity and light and bliss, and yet we can't leave that consciousness to go out and bring others into that and learn more and experience more. So there's my soul group, I think of this as 12 beings of light, and they help me all the time. But we could travel just by thought, by making a vibration or a hum or whatever. The 12 of us could just zip on through the cosmos. We didn't need a spaceship. But it took me a long time to feel comfortable with that. I once told my mother I saw visions, and she goes, oh, come on. You know, my family are very intellectual and very smart. They had a hard time understanding who this new person Celeste was. But it's so much better than the old Celeste that now
because your original name is not Celeste.
No, it's not. I changed that when I wanted to have my own name for my paintings, my visionary art. Used to be Mary Ellen. That was a nice grounded name, but it was never me.
So go ahead.
Yeah. Well, as I say, along the way, I made a lot of mistakes, and I could see my my guidance had to be so patient and everything. Which they were. They were so loving and all. But my work changed overnight when I started painting these visions that I had seen, and it made me realize this reality and spirit is a lot more real than here. So, but we have to be here in order to relate to the other ones and help people here. So, this is where the service gets done. So my service has been to help people experience their soul, their spirit in a very intimate, beautiful, loving way through my soul portraits. I didn't know what to call them for years, but I used to just think I was doing people's spirit guides. But then so much more information would come through. And it's just incredible what beautiful, loving things come through. I have so many examples of my portraits. I do them for couples now too. I don't know if you can see any of these.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
That's a couple's portrait there, sort of there. And that is, where's the other one? Oh.
You have to go down. Yeah, move the. Okay, there you go.
There. It's another couple's portrait. They're all different.
Move to your left a little bit. Okay, go ahead.
These are for children. That's a little girl and all the light. And that's 3 children with a guardian angel. It's just infinite what comes through. Let's see. Sometimes I do the master's portraits, spirit guides, like that one with the crystal. I don't know who he was, but he was a powerful being. And they always tell me who they are. This is another couple with the pyramids and the I don't know, future, whatever. But I give a reading at the same time, and I explain everything that comes through from spirit, and you can ask questions. This is a beautiful one with the beautiful face, and this one has a beautiful guide in the sky. That's a couple's one, I think. Some of them are Native American. There's a very strong, with the fire and the woman beside, and then her guide up there. That was a powerful, and this was a couple that were Native Americans.
Huh.
That was their past lives together. So there's so many. Anyway, I could go on.
Yeah, we still got about 35 minutes, so you're good to go.
But people say, oh, I want one like that. And I go, no, yours is going to be totally unique. And what I do in a session is to sit down and start with a meditation. And then it's just getting centered and ask for our highest guidance right now, and put aside the concerns of the world, and just open our hearts and let that love pour in. And I just always fall in love with everybody, even you, Andrew. I did your portrait.
I remember you did.
I fell in love with you too. And our souls are so beautiful, and we have so much love and wisdom there. And yet here we feel so lonely, and I certainly did. And so what's wrong with me? Nobody loves me, you know. And now I know about all this love, and I know the presence of my guides, and they're always with me. They're so wonderful. They're so patient. But see, we have free will here and to make the choices.
I must be one of your guides too, because I sure had to be patient with you today. That's for sure.
That wasn't my fault. That was Mercury. It was
no, not you. No. Anyhow,
but here we are. We made it happen. Yep. And now I want to share this joy I have in doing soul portraits with other people, and help you begin to do your own, and tap into that guidance that we have, that wisdom, that love. It's such a wonderful service that I get to do my art, and I get to tap into all this love, and I'm a happy camper.
So if somebody wants to embark on doing this, what are the first steps they need to take for that to happen?
Well, I'm going to start giving classes on Skype, and you can go to my website and read about that, what it entails. There'll be 4 classes, and I'm an artist, so I draw, but also you can write down the information you get. Try to describe it in words. It doesn't have to be drawings. That's one thing. And you sometimes, I like to have pastels, and you just pick up the colors and let your imagination go. So it would be using a lot of meditation, and in order to quiet.
And what kind of meditation are you talking about? Go ahead.
Just quieting our mind and our emotions, getting quiet, getting still, so that we can communicate with spirit. And it's something that's so natural for all of us, but we've just forgotten how to do it. And so I use lovely meditation music and guided imagery, that sort of thing. I have a free CD to give away. It is one of my meditations. It's called Journey to Shambhala. Shambhala is a beautiful, magical island, and I just lead you to a boat across this moonlit water to this island, and you meet your spirit guide, and you meet your animal totem, and just go to another realm of your consciousness. And it really helps to have somebody guide you until you get onto it yourself. So I feel as if my guidance is always with me.
So now your email address is artsedona.net, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and I'll put it on here so people can check it
No,
out.
that's my website.
Yeah,
that's my website.
I mean your website, yeah. So
Artsedona, all one word, .net.
Okay, got it. Let me see.
And then my email is celeste@artsedona.net.
Got it.
And I have a lot of examples on my website of other soul portraits. And I've done a lot of portraits of wonderful archangels, and I have them all over my house. And ascended masters, lady masters, wonderful, different groups of councils and that sort of thing. So part of my mission here is not just the drawings, the soul portraits, but also the stories. I've been given so many wonderful stories. It's like the ancient storytelling tradition, where you tell a story and it has impact. It's a good story, but it also has a lot of wisdom and that sort of thing in it. And I've been channeling those for many years and publishing them in little books. So finally I decided I was going to put some of these stories. I had a big epic about the history and destiny of our solar system, which I got from all these different guides. And I thought, oh, I'll just put this all into a great big novel. And it turned out to be a bigger subject than I wanted it to be. But I did get the first volume of Tales from the Planets done. If you can see Tales from the Planets. And that's my painting that I did of it, which is behind me there. I guess you can't see it very well here. It has a lot of gold paint on it. But anyway, I did the illustration for the front, and I wrote this wonderful story. So it's 3 pages of adventure and romance, and it also has a lot of history about planet Earth and how we evolved. So
now, if people want to go ahead and get a better overview of your book, they can Google Andrew Aloha and Celeste Korsholm, and I interviewed you on your book. What, 2 years ago?
Oh gosh, I guess it was. Yeah.
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 So
it's Into the Maelstrom. It's like I read all these good advice on, publishing your own novel, and it was have a title that everybody can remember, but I couldn't change it. This is what I got from Spirit, and so this is what I used. Maelstrom, M-A-E-L-S-T-R-O-M, is a Norwegian word, I think, anyway, Scandinavian, where the biggest maelstrom is off in a harbor, where 2 conflicting currents meet and cause a downward spiral vortex. And that's what this story is about. It's about how one planet blows itself up and the characters that are brought into this maelstrom. And when I was painting the painting, I made a black hole there in the middle. And I thought, that was too depressing. All these characters get dragged into this black hole. And there's no way out of a black hole. But so I made them all reaching for a light, so I could made myself feel better about that one. But so some of the characters do escape and some don't, but that makes the adventure. And these ideas just come into my head, and I do the portraits of the beings that come and tell me about it, and I have all their portraits too. I didn't put them on my web. Oh yeah, they are on my website. I think, aren't they? I don't know. I think they are.
Which one?
The main characters in the book. Dranda.
Yeah, some of them are. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if all of them
I know
are.
Dranda's in. He's one of the characters in the book.
Yeah.
And they tell me their names. I mean, who would ever make up a name like Dranda? But anyway, it's not very glorious name, but that's her name. So,
now, did you tell them that, Celeste? Did you tell them that this is an actual depiction of actual events that took place in another solar system and in another time frame that concerning your book that you channeled it?
I understand. People say, "Did that really happen?" And they're like stories. They're good stories. Now, to me, these really happened in our solar system to our planet Earth. So, and how we evolved here in the solar system with all the different beings coming in and contributing and fighting over things. And so it's lots of drama, but I was told the individuals in that drama, so it makes it a good story. So I think basically it's the truth, but you know it's made more interesting with sex and adventure, betrayal, all these things. So it's a very personalized history of our solar system. Yeah, they're called Tales from the Planets, and
so
they're real characters, and I know them well.
How long do you think it would take for somebody to learn how to do soul portraits if they really wanted to do that?
Well, I can't say for that for sure, but I could show you how I do it and how I got started, and then you can start in your own time and developing it yourself.
Your own pace.
Yeah. Once you realize you have all this guidance and it's so wonderful. Can you imagine being a guide trying to watch over us and we don't even know they're there and they're trying to help us? And so this helps you be much more aware of your spirit, your soul, and all that wisdom and creative ideas you have there. And once you put it down in third dimensional colors and forms and images, it makes it more real to you. And with a soul portrait, you have a beautiful drawing, pastel drawing that made just for you, and it reminds you of who you are. So they can be really powerful, life-changing, really, and plus making you feel a whole lot better about yourself.
So how would you describe your life now, Celeste? After all these years of going through all this therapy, through this healing, and all this other stuff, how would you describe your life?
I am just so happy. I love my life. I've had so many miracles to bring me to this point. There's not all easy and, like trying to get this program going, but really I just have so many friends, so many wonderful experiences, and I'm protected and loved, and I just have to keep my focus on service and try to focus on the positive and the good things that are happening, and not give too much energy to all the terrible things that are happening. Every life has, its ups and downs, but I just feel so blessed and so happy the way I am. So what can I say? I'm a happy camper.
Happy camper.
Doing my work and living a wonderful life.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so, and you live in your own house, and I think you said it's paid for, right?
Yeah.
And,
I got no mortgage, no car payment, and it's so many miracles. But
and all your walls are full of your paintings.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
And I have my meditation group here. It's a healing meditation, and the masters are all here, and their paintings, and the angels, the archangels. I have Archangel Michael, Archangel Uriel, Raphael, these great big oil paintings of the archangels. So they bring their energy in, and we work together much more. It's a lot more about once you accept that you have a responsibility here to bring heaven on earth, to bring spirit into matter, and start working with your guidance. Then they can really use you and they can work with you. Because if we misuse all this power that they give us, then it's taken away. They can't trust us. So we have initiations. It's always, how are you going to use this power of love that you're getting here? And so you have to be really clear that you're in service. It's not about your ego. It's not about how wonderful you are. It's just flowing with that positive spirit that is so powerful now. It's all about ascension. I've done a lot of channeling about ascension of the group consciousness now, the whole global consciousness. That's what we're working on, and it's a big job, but I think it's happening. It is happening.
So now you've done a meditation in your place. They're at your where you're at for the most part for several years, but you've actually, how many?
16.
I thought it was 25 years.
No, I've been in Sedona 24 years.
Oh, okay. So, but for over 16 years, you've been doing meditation.
The Tuesday morning ones until 16 years ago.
So, if you're ever in Sedona, then you can get a hold of Celeste, and if you want to do a meditation, a group meditation with them, it's the channel. And describe the meditation, how it works.
Well, it's a healing consciousness, and since we've been meeting at the same time, for same place for so long, it's really powerful. The energy is powerful, and so we put our healing concerns in the circle, and then we have 15 minutes of silence with some lovely music, and then we all share what we receive.
Yeah, but you forgot the part where you do a channeled meditation after. I mean, a channeling first, and then you do some kind of channeling. You always channel somebody, and then and then you do a meditation for 15 minutes. And then you do a sharing of experience afterwards.
And there's so many beings come in and help us. Yeah.
So anything else that we want to know about soul portraits, about doing soul portraits, about Into the Maelstrom, about Celeste Korsholm?
Well, just get in touch with me. I do the portraits now on Skype, so anybody anywhere can actually experience this one-on-one portrait from me.
How much do you charge for that?
It's $125 for an individual and $175 for couples. For couples, I always make a bigger drawing, and I ask for your past life, your spiritual relationship, your past lives, and what brings you together in this life to accomplish. And so it's a much bigger scope, and it's fascinating because, you know, we all plan to be together, and it's so much more wonderful to be conscious of why we're together. We're to give and receive love, yes, but to clear up a lot of karma, to move forward on our evolution, and support each other in our spiritual work and that sort of thing. So you get a beautiful drawing that way. They're all unique too, but it makes you see your relationship in a much bigger way, much more cosmic way. A lot of people come from the stars, or they come from other planets, other star systems. So a lot of my portraits have spaceships in them. I didn't show you one today, but and a lot of young people, like I do children, they're ETs walking around, you know. So it's good for them to know who they are when they're young like that. So it's wonderful for children too. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Celeste. I appreciate you coming here and sharing your story and your time with us. And again, if you want to go out and first of all, if you're interested in seeing Celeste present in Scottsdale in October, either email me or call me if you want, but email me or text me or something. Let me know. Otherwise, and again, if you're interested in purchasing tickets for this webinar series for that event, for the live version, in-person version in October in Scottsdale, we're right now we're offering the tickets for $47 a piece. They're going to be $97 at the door, and then $77 early bird special. So just for the webinar series by itself, we're doing $47. And so go to spiritualimage.com. On the front page right there, there's a button, the add to cart button right in the middle, and you can just grab them from there if you want. So, and again, if you want to see the rest of this webinar series, there's a link there on the front page, the Golden Age Paranormal Golden Age, or the GPS Paranormal Golden Age Hangout. Click on that link, and that'll take you to the itinerary for the rest of the week. And also, if you haven't joined the webinar yet, you can join there as well. So, thank you very much. Thank you, Celeste. And I'm sure. And how is you guys had a big fire there recently, and how is that going?
Well, it seems to be pretty much taken care of now. For so many days, we had so much smoke, just particularly in the morning. The cold air would bring it down into the canyons, down into Sedona. And that's all pretty much gone now. So they're just sort of wrapping up now. But the firemen did a tremendous job because they saved the whole canyon. It's hard to even drive up there. You can't even see the burn part. They saved the trees and the buildings on either side of the road.
Wow.
And even most of West Fork, if you're familiar with that, at the top, where it went up through there, but it still has most of the trees and everything are there.
Yeah.
It just burned up on the rim up above. And they did so much back burning and they make all these wide, what do they call them, breaches, so the fire can't get across. And it burned over 2,000 acres, I think, and cost like $10 million to pay for it.
Whoa.
With all the helicopters and everything. It was horrible. So we're so grateful that, our beautiful Sedona is still beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
And nobody was hurt. No buildings were burned. So they evacuated like about 300 places, but none of them were burned. They were able to direct the fire away from there.
Wow.
So, as I say, many blessings. Of course, we were all praying and praying for rain. We actually had a little rain during the fire.
You did get a little rain.
Right? That's rain, isn't it? Oh, yeah. But we want a lot of rain, so we're still praying for rain. And everything is so dry. But
wow.
So far, we're so protected here. It's wonderful.
Awesome. All right. Well, Celeste, thank you for stopping by, and we'll talk to you sometime. And have a goddess week. Aloha.
Bye-bye.